Hello, Internet, and welcome for the final time inside the VinnyMac Productions Broadcast Space. I am the one and only DJ Vince VinnyMac, and thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to check out this quick video. I just wanted to shoot something real quick before we actually started the deconstruction of the original broadcast space. It was originally designed last spring into the early summer, and we have had quite a lot of fun. It has certainly changed over the last couple of months, especially when you consider that since we have declined our broadcast presence, since we've been doing a ton of stuff outside of the podcast and, of course, our various streams on our various platforms. So naturally, it's been converted to allow us to do more things that we need to do outside of that. And as such, the broadcast space is going away in its entirety, and it's going to be converted into something really cool that I'm very excited about, that hopefully in the coming months you guys will get to see. So over here, we have the mini network operations center when I would actually do streams on YouTube, gaming, Twitch TV, and Hitbox. And as of late Beam, we would actually utilize this space over here to make sure that the streams and everything that goes behind the scenes with the VIP stream at VinnyMacRadio.com actually works as it's intended. And typically, I would be over here, and my good friend, engineer, and associate Bill would actually be over here making sure that everything is cool. Now, as you guys know, we always mention at the very end of most streams that the VinnyMac Productions Monitoring and Control Center in Huntsville, Alabama is usually the ones responsible for monitoring the technicals behind our streams, and that's absolutely true. So typically when Bill is with us, he is sitting right here interfacing with them to also make sure that our servers and our networks are doing what they're supposed to and deal with any issues accordingly. He's got a cool little microphone here. Doesn't need a pop filter or anything like that because he's just using it to communicate with the Monitoring and Control Center and anybody else that may need to communicate with him during one of our shows. And it's actually very rare that he uses this particular setup. So over here, we have our very cool live set. Everybody knows that this cool little piece right here, the Vestax CDX12 mixing console circa 1997, was ripped out of its space back in late June, early July, so that I could participate into some very cool underground mixing contests, of which were incredibly amount of fun. And I was very excited about the theme being Dance Dance Revolution, which actually for me and this type of equipment made it very, very easy to actually create mixes based upon the constraints that we had. And let me tell you, those constraints were a pain in the ass. So the only thing that's really new is really just this stuff right over here. And that's because that's where the mixing console used to be. So over here we have some control computers that I would actually use during the show. And of course, a lot of the purpose behind some of these computers has changed significantly, since for quite some time we haven't really been utilizing this space for broadcasting, at least for what you guys know. So over here on the main computer with our 4K IPS displays, I utilize the desktop real estate for all kinds of things, from video encoding to mixing to making sure that everything with Overclock Remix Radio Live is cool. So this computer in itself does quite a bit, and like a lot of things in this room, it's going away completely, and I'm very excited about what's to come. Everybody always asks about what the hell is on my desk, so we got one of our many hats that we had during our streams. We have some mobile accessories. We have my old iPhone 3GS, originally on AT&T, now on Freedom Pop, and it's working well as a music streamer, considering iOS is outdated and a lot of the apps you can't really run any modern app on it. So you're kind of restricted to what was installed at the time. We have a very cool album right here. Some of you guys might recognize that. I like it. We have our good old Logitech USB controller, which has been essential to this show, and I'm sure will be essential to plenty more shows. It's one of the most popular USB controllers that exists, and I have many of them, and this one has certainly served us well. We have my Korg 37-key MIDI keyboard, which I utilize for all sorts of things. We have one of many very important necklaces that I've worn during the show. And down here we have all sorts of equipment that used to be used in the space, and a lot of it's been packed away and is going away forever. And most of you guys out there know most of the equipment that we can actually salvage goes to various organizations that are donated for primarily educational purposes. So don't worry, any equipment that we cannot use, I always try to repurpose everything that we can, will certainly be donated and used to its fullest. There's some random crap here that's accumulated over the time. And I'm just very excited to see where everything goes. The last few people who were in this particular space over the last couple of weeks were, of course, our good friend Stan the Man, who has joined the Game Chumps crew and has yet to make his debut on the podcast or anything that we've done. So I'm very excited about everything coming up with that. And naturally, last weekend, so not this past weekend, but the weekend prior to that, we had my good friend John Kelly, we had Rossi, and of course MC Percolator here at the VGM house, doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans, making sure that we got our fun before we broke down a lot of this equipment, because there are 9 studios in this space, and we do utilize them to the fullest. And in the coming weeks, they're all going away. We already know that the podcast studio was disassembled over the weekend and has now become our experimental Simpson Wave studio until we can get the rest of the equipment in. I'm very excited about that. I hope you are. This video is running certainly longer than I had anticipated, but at the same time, we have a lot of fun stuff in the works, and I'm certainly excited to see where this goes, and I hope that you can be a part of it. And if not, that's okay. We're the Game Chumps, and we will make do with what we have. So on behalf of everybody here at VinnyMac Productions and VinnyMac Interactive Entertainment, I want to thank you for checking out this cool little video as we wrap things up here at the Video Game Music House. And until next time, as always, I am DJ Vince VinnyMac. Stay true to yourself, keep it real, and yes, as I go in for a wide shot, we'll catch you next time. I'm out.